Nico was a very advanced child. He was actually walking at 7 months old. At 2 years old, he was riding a bike without no training wheels. And it was unbelievable because we just threw him on the bike and shoved him off and he just went to work. So he was always pretty much advanced, child, as far as his athletic ability.
Nico's always been a good kid, in my opinion. Ever since he started the boxing, I always wanted to keep a note on him. He always had a good heart, always had the will to win. He always trained hard, and he never had an excuse when I was around that, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do.
He wanted to quit riding go-karts and he wanted to fight. And I said, fighting's not for everyone. I said, it's a hard sport. It's either you do or you don't. There's no in between. And so we took him down to the gym. I had his Uncle Pat, which is my other coach, which we both coach him. And he took him to the gym down there, and I went down my lunchtime, we sparred him and said, throw him in the ring. See how bad he really wants it. You're gonna see if he wants to do it or if he don't want to do it. So we sparred him with 4 guys, and they were all bigger than him. Came out all bloody, and he was good. And I asked him, you still want to fight, boy? And he's like, yeah. So then I started teaching him more, and went from there, so.
I got with his father, and I said, hey, he asked me to train him, and I told him, let me think about it, but I needed to hear from his father where he was at, if he could fight. So I said, all right, well, check him out. And I got with him and started training him. I wanted to get to ringside with him, and ringside was like 6 months away. I thought it was 6 months away, but it was only 3 months, so I had 3 months to get him in shape. And we went and we took the belt.
His dad and his coach Pat tricked me. Pat came over one day and said, hey, Nico, you want to come with me and watch the show? And Lewis was like, yeah, take him. Then we get a call later, and Lewis was so excited, and he said, Nico won, and I said, he won what? And he was like, he won his boxing fight, and I was so angry.
We started him out, and I knew he, had ability, and I started teaching him. And then, because he didn't lose a fight until his 26th fight. He was like 25-0 before he lost his first fight, and just from then we kind of built on to his deal, and then like I said, he won nationals, silver gloves, 6-time national champion straight through, like the ringside, 8 times consecutive in a row, 2-time junior Olympic champion, then his youth men's and elite and so forth. But but even building up to it, like he said, when we won the Junior Olympics the first year, when they put the medal around his neck, he had that feeling like, he liked the feeling how it was, and so therefore he wanted to, live his dream out, which is to go to the Olympics and have a medal put around his neck because he liked the feeling out. And it was a hard road, very stressful. Like me, not only as a father, having to coach him, because my emotions sometimes came into play as far as even in the corner. And to me, a father and son, it's a good combination, but sometimes it can work against you. But it was very stressful going up, but we pray a lot, and do a lot, and we go back and always look at our mistakes, and don't ever take nothing for granted, don't take no opponent for granted. And that's how we kind of, worked that. So we came up, with the wins and building up to it, we had a lot of dreams, a lot of hopes, because I always believed in Nico, he could do it, and he always believed in me as a coach that I would tell him the right thing to do it. So, and that's what worked in our favor to each other.
He worked out hard and he listened, which I admire, because when you coach, you got all these people yelling, his father, mother, brothers, sisters, grandma, everybody's yelling, trying to tell him what to do. And when he comes back to the corner, he listens very well, and that's what makes him successful. He listens.
anything he does, he is 100%. I mean, I wrestled for North, and when he went for North Wrestling, never wrestled in his life. He went to wrestle for North, and he made the team. He made the varsity team, which is very unheard of if you never wrestled in your life and then you wrestle for the first year and you make the varsity team. He didn't win a lot, don't get me wrong, he won some, but he never quit, and that's what I respect about Nico. Anything he started, he never quit.
My name is Mike Pope. I'm the cross-country coach here at North High. I've been Nico's coach for 4 years while he was here at North High. The first time I met him, his dad came up to me and said, "We got this kid that can run. He's a boxer, but he has a lot of endurance, and he'll really work hard for you." And the first practice, he was taking off with some of the guys that had been at practice for a while, and I told him he needed to sit back for a while. Don't want him to overdo it, and but he still continued on with the practice and worked hard. And then first meet, I put him in the JV meet because I didn't think he was ready for a varsity meet. He ended up winning the race by about 1.5 minutes, and his dad told me, "I told you so."
Nico here wrestled for me at North High School when he was here, and he was an outstanding athlete. I sure thought that, in wrestling, we like to pride ourselves on conditioning. He would come in and it was nothing for him. He could do any workout we threw at him and he wanted more. He'd go back to the ring after practice was over and get an even tougher workout in with his dad. When he wrestled for me, something kind of happened where during the season he got hurt. His knee was hurt. And he had a big national tournament coming up right in the middle of wrestling season. And he really kind of debated, should he finish wrestling or not? And wrestling's not his main sport by any means, it was always boxing. And we really looked and he said, "You know what, I'm gonna make sure I finish. I'm gonna finish for the team, I'm gonna finish for myself. Even though I got this big tournament, I'm gonna fight through it and make sure I finish what I start."
So Nico started boxing when he was just 8 years old. He started boxing with his coach here, Coach Pat, and his dad. And now he's 20 years old and he's gonna go to the Olympics. How many of you guys have seen the Olympics on TV before? Yeah. So the Olympics is what they call the biggest sporting event in the world. So the best of the best, you have to be the very best in the entire world to get to box in the Olympics. I promise I'll take your question. You have to be the very, very best to get to box in the Olympics. So Nico's been boxing since he was 8 and he's won at least 12 national championships. And then in December, he won what's called the Olympic trials. So he won the right to represent the United States, and then he officially clinched his spot just a few months ago in Argentina. We had to travel all the way to Argentina where he boxed against the other really good boxers from around the world, and he won his spot to go to the Olympics.
I don't know, it's like a feeling that I never felt before, especially, knowing I'm an Olympian. It's crazy because I'm from Wichita. We haven't had one in, I believe, 12 years. So. I told my dad, I just want to go pro already, and he said, no, let's stick it out for another year. Let's go to the next qualifier and let's just see what happens. So I listened to him, and we came out on top. So I feel like everything he tells me, he wouldn't lead me in the wrong way.
He got that win, and he doesn't like to lose. He likes to win. So he found something he's really good at, and he's shot for it. He's doing a great job. I'm really proud of him.
We've never had a boxer out of Wichita go to the Olympics. What it means is that it can be done. It can be done for somebody or anybody that think that it can't be done. He's a perfect example to show it's happening. It can happen. I know what this family's been through. They've been through a lot. But they're sticking together. Even though they don't agree on a lot of stuff, they stick together. And for him to go through what he's been through and still doing what he's doing, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. He didn't let all the disruptions in his life stop him from focusing to move forward. But if you only know what they've been through, you would understand why. I got these feelings.
You know, I think it's such a long shot for most kids here to even think about playing in college sometimes, playing in the professional leagues. They dream about it, but in reality, very few make it. And so to see someone like Nico, I mean, go to the Olympics, I mean, what can be bigger than that? And just letting people believe in their dreams and letting them see that hard work is what got him there. The hard work that he put in and day out is what got him to reach his dreams.
You know, I think we've had some good athletes come out of the school, but I just think it's a big accomplishment for him. You know, at our senior banquet, I made sure I told everybody, you know, he was probably going to be the next Olympian.
How many years have I been training? 11 years.
Wait, did you say you're the best and you don't usually do that?
No, I haven't fought him yet. I haven't fought him.
When retired?
He retired. He's scared. No, I'm not afraid of nobody. My coach? No, my coach is too old. Any more questions?